Okay, I always want to give a delay because for some reason YouTube likes to cut things off. So I want to talk about a headline I see this morning. Students detail horrible reality of surging anti-Semitism on top U.S. college campuses. So here's the thing. I don't know why any of them would be surprised by this. Now, in my own experience of being canceled as a university professor for religious reasons, one of the things that surprised me, at least a little, was that I knew of several devout Jewish colleagues, knew them well, and I was surprised that they had so little to say while someone was so overtly being persecuted for religious reasons. Jewish people like to say never again about the Holocaust, and I'd say with good reason. But even before my own cancellation, I was very surprised to see that in political issues, the tendency to protect others in similar situations seems to be missing. So, for example, I don't know how you say the name of this group, Uyghurs, the Muslim minority in China, has been terribly persecuted for many years in conditions that are also bad in Holocaust kinds of ways. And yet there is no international outcry from Jews. Why not? I don't understand. I don't know why not. And it caused me to believe, even before my own cancellation, like I said, that people, maybe this is an explanation, people don't live at the principles level. They live at a much more detailed rules level. And so when Jewish people say never again, maybe what they mean is we will never let Jewish people be persecuted like this again. Because from their behavior, it's not possible that they mean we don't believe that humans should be persecuted for their religious beliefs. Because if they meant that, there would be much more outcry, or any outcry at all, about various religious populations being persecuted around the world, including Christians in many places. I mentioned Muslims before in China. And so because of this disconnect, it does not surprise me that right now there are apparently a whole lot of students and faculty that are surprised by surges in anti-Semitism on college campuses. Because in their minds, obviously, they weren't viewing the overt persecution that these same people have been doing against other people. And maybe these folks who are now the target of anti-Semitism participated in that. I don't know. If they are similar to other college students, they certainly did, because a majority of them do jump into this. But they never connected that with, at the principal level, to think, if people are coming after folks for their personal beliefs, maybe these same people could come after me for mine. Shocker, right? Now, I'm not in any way singling out Jewish people, and I don't think any kind of religious persecution is good. That being said, all of us ought to orient our lives so we care as much about other people who are suffering at the principles level as we would ourselves. And if we do that, we're going to notice very quickly that the same motives that would cause us future harm are already in play. And maybe even we're participating in them against other people. And that would be the first place to change, right? But you can't wait. You can't be part of the mob. And then when the mob turns on you, you say, well, where did this come from? Right? If it's operating under the same exact principles it was before, it's just the specifics have shifted a little. So I don't know why this is a surprise to anyone at all. It's the same principles that have been causing this woke persecution on so many at universities for so long. It's the same thing. And if you didn't complain about it then, I'm not sure you have moral standing to complain about it when it happens to you. But by all means, do something about it and maybe try to change it for everybody, not just those who believe like you do or maybe look like you do. And it tends to be one of the two, where we put our blinders on for the well-being of everyone else. It turns out that by living according to principles, everyone is better off. It's a higher way of living than just rules, or just, I only care about people who are like me. I'll give you another example of this perverse mentality. Having a discussion with someone about certain taxes and things in the United States, and how everyone's okay as long as there's a billionaire's tax, right? Because, oh, those big, scary billionaires, they're bad people, whatever. Well, the truth is, I have yet to meet any person who can truthfully say, and maybe they exist, I'm just saying, compared to the majority of people who feel this way, it's certainly only a few at best, who say, well, I'm fine with any kind of tax on billionaires because who cares about them? And they only feel that way because they are not billionaires and they don't believe they will ever be. The second you make them a billionaire, they will say, I don't want this tax. It's not fair. That's the same mentality, the same principle-less behavior that we're seeing with this. Now, is there good news about this? There is. As more of these crazy things happen, these terrible, tragic things happen, more and more people will have greater and greater evidence to wake up to the limits of their current beliefs about the world, themselves, and others. And that's a good thing. It carries a terrible price, but if it's going to happen anyway, at least this good could come out of it. But I wonder how many of these people are going to connect the dots and say, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone to this rally where I demanded the ouster of someone I don't even know based on really sketchy evidence, because I didn't see that was a sword hanging over my own head too. And this is something that people really don't get. There's protection in principles. So, yeah, it's sad. You'd think that a people who have historically been highly persecuted in many times in different places would be the first in line to defend the rights of others. And yet that does not happen. And it's really a shame. It's really a shame. So these are things to think about. Yeah. Take care.